Hello, everyone, and welcome to this section of Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. My name is Rianat Buhari, and today I am delighted to be having a discussion about tech and tech careers with Dr. Yao Huang, Managing Partner at the Hatchery. She's a highly entrepreneurial executive who works in businesses and startups in many industries with a focus on technology, assisting with revenue and funding. Talking Tech is a series celebrating girls and women in tech. It is being recorded around the world between Girls in ICT Day 2020 and Girls in ICT Day 2022. Girls in ICT Day is an international day marked on the fourth Thursday of each April. The objective is to help create a global environment that encourages young women to consider studies and careers in the field of ICT, information and communication technology. The Talking Tech is a series brought to you by the ITU, UNICC, and the Office of the UN Secretary General's Envoy on Youth, and is in support of Equals, the Global Partnership for Gender Equality in the Digital Age. Before we get started, here is a brief about me. I'm a recent graduate of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in Nigeria, where I majored in food science and technology. And shortly before I graduated, I developed an interest in ICT, particularly data science and machine learning, and how it can be used for social good. I hope to advance in my study in the area of technology for food security. Moving on to the interview proper. Hi, Dr. Yao, and thank you for joining me today. To kick things off, would you mind introducing yourself a little bit to our audience and talking about what your current job is about?
So I have a pretty unique situation where I get to create a lot of new products. I build companies with corporations and entrepreneurs. And right now, one of our biggest initiatives is to raise $100 million to help finance minority and women-owned businesses through debt financing over venture.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really, really amazing. So the next question is, when and how did you get into technology?
Early days of the internet, actually. So I left a very nice corporate job in healthcare because I thought there was a lot more opportunities in the internet. And it was at a time when it was very wide open. Nothing was really created yet. It was early days of e-commerce. Social media wasn't made yet. AI wasn't highly developed. And it was just endless possibilities. So a bunch of friends and I just started a company and went pretty well.
Wow. That's good to hear. So what was your path from then to now?
The path was really understanding who I am and making choices that really resonated. So it was open seas at the time, which is very different from now, right? Although I think there are opportunities right now in crypto, NFTs, blockchain, which is kind of where the cutting edge is. But back then I had built a digital agency that moved into venture and investing, then started building a lot more companies because that's where my passion was. Yeah.
I saw all of that online, videos and the YouTube videos I watched. They're really, really great. What do you like about your job or technology? What do you like best about
I like the endless opportunities. Like I can just think of something and create it with team, with resources, because I've been at it so long, right? But it's really about, for me, addressing my purpose, finding things that can benefit other people and stand solutions up for that. I can give you an example. So I'm really passionate about climate change, and we're working with the fashion industry to help decarbonize the production and supply chain for that sector, right? And we're putting teams together and working with corporations to do that.
That's good to hear. I'm also an SDG enthusiast, and I'm very passionate about climate change and food security. That's a really nice approach. I hope to use data science for that too. Okay, going to the next question. Can you share an example or two of things you've done in or with tech that you're particularly proud of?
What I really enjoy, that makes me really happy, is when something I do impacts another person or group that changes their lives completely, right? It takes it from one direction to another. And one of the groups I really support are women and women entrepreneurs and executives as they're trying to look for change in their career, change in their lives, being able to step up whatever they're building. And so, I have created over the last 16 years a very powerful and strong group of women that we gather once a month that has spread to 30 cities across 3 continents. This Wonder Women group has been able to support each other and help each other. And so on the surface, it may not seem like much, but deeply for each of these individuals, it has changed the course of their lives, which I have found to be really fulfilling because of the women and how they support each other.
That's really, really beautiful. Keep up with the good work. It's really interesting. Thank you for that. So what's a lesson that you learned along the way that you would like to share?
Life is short, things can change. I think everyone's realized that with the pandemic, anything goes. If there's something you want, go for it. Ask for help, ask for advice, and it can come from many different places, but you have to just keep going and drive towards it. There's no point in sitting in something that you don't enjoy or that's suffering. Now, that said, I had a very challenging road as well in the beginning. And so I come from a family of immigrants. And so just because you have to strive for happiness doesn't mean there might be a short period of like working hard just to get to the next step. But I think life is like a ladder. There's steps along the way, and everyone's starting at a different step, and everyone is at a different step. But you have to know where you're going, otherwise you're lost. I mean, I think that's the biggest lesson. You have to be very certain of your purpose. You have to be certain about who you are and just go for it. It might take some people longer than others, but I think that's the only way. Otherwise, life is pretty miserable.
All right. Thank you for that. So knowing the direction, like that's the right path to go. That's a good one. Thank you. Yeah. Have you encountered any challenges along the way? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Challenges usually around funding, usually around product not going right, or things taking longer than I need to. One thing I've learned is the network and relationship that you have is how you get out of these. Whenever there is something difficult, whenever something goes wrong, and things will always go wrong, okay, the thing that gets you out is being able to pick up the phone and call somebody, right? Call someone to try to get a new client, call someone to get more introductions, call someone to hire them, bring them on the team to help. Whatever it is, that network is what matters the most. And I tell a lot of people, like, you may not need anything from someone at the moment, but I try my best to help anyone that's around me, because you never know when you might need some help. And it doesn't have to be a transaction, right? Meaning you might just be nice to someone just because you like them, or help someone just because they need help. And that over many, many years, 10 years, 20 years, over time, spending time with people, all of these to build a strong network that you can rely on when it's your turn, I think is the most helpful.
I must confess that your journey has been something I look up to, and I really hope I can do better in my field too. Thank you. So since this series is about girls and women in technology, do you have any career or tech advice for girls and younger women in tech like me?
The girls are already in tech. That's already a great thing. That's something the world will always need. The sciences, software, moving into higher roles like product could help you a lot. Places where it helps you manage people, which women are really good at. They're more empathetic, more social, more understanding. So you might start in engineering, you might start in something more hardcore science, just to learn the foundation, just to know how things are done.
Okay.
But eventually try to move into places where you manage people.
Management.
Yes, step into leadership. It's a different muscle, different set of exercises, but that's how you elevate.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for that. That wraps up our section for Talking Tech, Women and Girls in ICT. Thank you so much, Dr. Yao Huang. I
Okay,
really enjoyed
great.
our chat today. And thanks so much to our viewers for watching. You have a nice day, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.